I fucking hate this shit. This is so fucking gay. This is so annoying. Why does OBS hate me so much? I'm gonna commit a crime. This is bullshit. Fucking hell. Is it done now? Is it fixed? Is it fixed? Chat, are we back? Are we back? Can this stop fucking up? Oh my days, man. Please. Hello! 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 Why has this happened 2 streams in a row, guys? This is awful. I don't get it. I don't know what I've done wrong with this. It does the thing, it just keeps saying the encoder fails. I don't know why it does that. Give me one sec, chat. I need to, like, reset a few things. You know what? Okay, give me one sec, chat. Let me pull this back up. Fucking hell. You hate it, you hate it, you hate it. Okay. Let me post this in the Discord again. Let me fresh the fresh link. Give me one sec, chat. This is annoying. I know, I know. Let me throw something on while I sort this out, guys. Whatever. Okay, let me sort this out, chat. This is pain. This is genuine pain. Ugh, brother. Oh, brother, this guy stinks. How is everyone doing tonight anyway, whilst I have to reset everything back up? I really need to get a new laptop is what I'm learning, actually. This is truly painful. Let me grab that. Sorry, chat. I hate this. I hate that I'm having to do this now. I had everything set up as well. Let's have a look. Let me change my settings. Details. Don't know why this has to happen. It's going so well. Why does it feel so good but hurt so bad? Whoa. My mind keeps saying run as fast as you can, troublemaker. Pull me back, Bobo. My mind keeps saying run as fast as you can, troublemaker. One way or another, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you, get you, get you, get you one way. Maybe next week. I'm gonna get you, I'll get you. Hey. I'll see you around. Right. Another. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you, get you, get you, get you one day. Maybe next week. I'm gonna find you. I'll get you, I'll get you. Money, money, money. wanna be funny in a rich man's world. Money, 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 some money in a rich man's world. Oh shit! Thank you very much, Venkman, for the 100 US dollars. Sorry, I didn't see that. Thank you very much, Venkman. That's very generous of you. A little something for the Get a Better Computer Fund. Yeah. Thank you, Venkman. Thank you. Wow. I don't know what to say to that. Fucking hell. Thank you. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Fucking hell. I'm very sorry, chat. I don't know why everything decided to mess up. Let me just look at my OBS as well. I hate when this happens. I genuinely don't know why. Like, I even did some stuff before stream. I, like, cleared out a bunch of storage, right? I turned off hardware acceleration on both my browser and Discord. I generally don't know what has actually, like, what to actually do to fix this, because it's been these last 2 streams now. I genuinely don't know what to do with it. I've, you know, like, we haven't had this issue. We've had this issue very infrequently, but whatever. I guess we're gonna have to fuck it out. There's a way I know to, like, raid into yourself. Are you using Chrome? No, I'm using Brave. There's a thing that I want to try and figure out how to do, and it's to raid into yourself. Because then I can just, you know, send you guys over to the new one, just in case, right? Because it still stays up even if it breaks. Brave. I use Brave. But, I know Mahi has suggested that I know Mahi has suggested that I've used, what was it? The text-to-speech, but it kind of sounds like an analog horror. How is your computer's temp? I don't know how to check that. If anyone's computer savvy, feel free to join the Discord and I will take some advice at some point. But anyway. Where was I? Where was I, chat? In the above chat logs, KP confronts Barbie over the leaked material. Barbie tries to argue that the Google Drive sharing settings on the script are set to anyone with a link can view, when KP clarified that the script was locked and those permissions were changed 1 hour before this confrontation took place. Barbie stopped any engagement. Barbie's behavior is consistent with panic following discovery of misconduct. Who fucking cares? Barbie's behavior, yeah, whatever. Not only is it damning for any individual to scrub messages or delete evidence once their conduct is questioned, but from an attorney's perspective, it is especially serious and raises immediate professional red flags. How? They're not acting as a professional here, they aren't on the fucking clock. How is that a professional red flag? It is Discord messages. Who cares? If you were truly acting professionally, you would be contacting via email, where there'll be no way of them deleting evidence. You're just a moron. Attorneys are required to preserve records and avoid destroying or altering relative materials. Did she lie to her person she got legal advice from, or is this ChatGPT? Is this more ChatGPT legal advice? Because they are not acting as KP's attorney. So why would that, like... Attorneys in general can't... Is that a thing? Attorneys in general can't, like, destroy records? Who fucking cares? Right. Maintain honesty and transparency in investigative or disciplinary inquiries. But you just said previously they were under no investigative or, like, you know, anything else like that to that regard. You know, they don't have the requirement to do that. Yeah, and it's all ChatGPT. Can you show me a screenshot of this being ran through that, please, Mahi? Do you know what would actually be the most base thing for, like, Barbie to do? I don't know if Barbie's ever going to see this stream. They should entirely do a breakdown of this thing. Because from my understanding, Barbie has, like, long since passed the bar, right? I want to see someone who has, like, legal, like, expertise break this down. I'd love to see that. Genuinely. I think that would be hilarious to see the breakdown of that. If, like, to give us a bit more of a concise legal viewpoint, if that makes sense. I think that would be cool. But anyway. Now, where was I? I know, yeah, whatever. The non-lawyers. They're off the clock. Who fucking cares? Deleting communications during a dispute creates the appearance of obstructing an investigation. There was no investigation. What are you on about? Conduct prohibited under rule. I'm actually curious now. Rule 8.4D. Okay. We're gonna become lawyers, chat. Actually, give me one sec. I don't trust that for a second. Chat, we're gonna become lawyers today. We're gonna ponder our sprockets. It's not gonna try and get my email, is it? Good. Okay, let's have a look. So, chat, we are looking for... If the document loads, because it hates me. We are looking for... Where did it go? Rule 8.4D. Okay. Rule 8.4D. 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 8.3. 8. Hey? That's 8.4C. Am I dumb? What? Wait, what? Wait, hold on. 8.4D, right? I'm not an idiot. 8.4. 8.4G. 8.4G. 8. Changes to model 8.4. Podcasting. Is there an 8.4D? What? Let me just check this just to be sure. .4 D. Ah, okay. This is all just for an acting lawyer. Right? This is for like a person acting as a lawyer. It does exist. I have found the amendment because obviously normally if there's it's either a subsection normally when it comes to a document or an amendment, right? But yeah. Again, this is all for practicing, like someone acting as a lawyer, if that makes sense. Like in the moment. It's so dumb. So dumb. Oh, God. Let's see. Quote, that wasn't even a real version of the script. It was full of filler and never intended for release. I don't really care about what was leaked. The issue isn't the draft. It's that someone leaked a confidential document at all and seemed to manipulate me to do so. How did they manipulate you? They asked for the document and you provided. Discovery of unauthorized recording. Fuck me. KP later became aware that Barbie had recorded a private call with her and that audio was uploaded to YouTube by the YouTuber Goddammit Malcolm. Based on Barbie's pattern of behavior, it would seem likely that Barbie recorded every call she had with KP. You cannot prove that fact. Although Malcolm claims that Beckett had /leaked a call between KP and Barbie, Beckett could have not been the recorder because he was not present during that call. This recording in the YouTube video is preserved and documented above. Malcolm used this as the explanation for how the leaked audio was obtained, implying Malcolm got the call through Beckett rather than from Barbie directly, and Beckett or Malcolm recorded it, and And Beckett or Malcolm recorded it and or obtained it from somewhere else. Wait, what? And Beckett or Malcolm recorded it. How could they have recorded it if they didn't have it? Sorry, no. How could they have recorded it if you've just said they weren't there? Is this entire thing, like, made up? Like, is this moronic? And Beckett or Malcolm recorded it or obtained it some other way. How could they have recorded it? This is such a dumb point. I am going to be nitpicking this stupid thing because it is moronic. Give me 1 sec. Let me just make sure I'm reading everything. Didn't this doc have like 442 highlights for revision edits because of how bad it is? It did? Wait, in the version history? That's so funny. I'm not gonna check. I can't check the version history on this stream because, unlike KP, I don't dox. Let's have a look. Let's see. Beckett. Oh wait, what the fuck? Am I insane? Where was I? Yeah. However, this explanation is impossible, since Beckett was not present for the call. Well, so why even bring it up? He did not participate in it, and was not added to it, and had no access to that audio. KP only had 5 total calls with Barbie, and Beckett is not listed in any of them. The doy. There is no documentation or supporting evidence of KP, Barbie, and Beckett having a three-way group call together. The only other person in that call besides KP was Barbie. KP would have no motivation to record Barbie and or distribute that call to Beckett/Malcolm. But you were obviously inferring intent with them, even though I know they did end up giving them, like, they may have given them the call, right? They may have given them the call. Let's see. Therefore, regardless of whatever narrative Malcolm or Beckett tried to offer, the recording by process of elimination could have only come from Barbie. I don't think they've claimed otherwise. What? I don't think that Beckett has claimed otherwise. Or Barbie has. Like, no fucking shit, it came from Barbie. Like, who fucking cares? It's a Discord call. I'm pretty sure that Discord calls don't fall under, like, wiretapping laws. Or what it would be classed as, right? for a recorded, not wiretapping, what am I on about? A recorded phone call, right? I think the law only applies to that. I don't know if it includes digital communication. But yeah. The circumstances surrounding the acquisition of publication of the audio suggest that Malcolm and or Beckett may have been aware that the call was recorded without consent. This cannot be confirmed based on currently available documentation. Nice implication. Malcolm's explanation is seemingly a deflection meant to shield Barbie legally, but the basic logics do not support it. A person cannot share a call they were never in. I mean, they can. If someone is given that call and then it's given to someone else. Yeah, and you are hurting my brain, please. I'm sorry. This is moronic. Yeah, whatever. Based on the available information, either Malcolm was misled by Beckett about how the recording was obtained, or he was aware of the circumstances and chose to use the material anyway. Who cares? KP on this. Oh boy, I wonder what KP has to say. Quote, I want to be clear about this. I have only ever recorded someone without their consent in very limited situations involved alleged sexual misconduct or grooming. And only after confirming it was legally permitted. They're obviously referring to the Chris call. Now, from my memory, they never explicitly stated to Chris that the call was being recorded. I don't believe it was explicitly stated that it was recorded. Again, like, what, the reason why you were calling this, right, like, you were recording that call, right, was to see if they were lying, to seeing if they would give confession to stuff on the story, right, and involving a story, right? That's a point. Okay? Why do you think Barbie or anyone else would record a call with you? Right, because you may lie and you may deceive. You're a massive hypocrite. You are literally using, like, You can't be trying to, like, hinge this on a legal argument when you are trying to make a moral argument within here, right? By saying that I was morally justified in recording Chris. Again, I don't care if people record a Discord call, right? If you're, like, trying to, like, expose someone or trying to, like, even if it's for your own safety, right? In case they lie about it later, I couldn't care less, right? It's kind of common in this space, you know? But again, you can't then go claim to, like, you can't go around, like, crying, like, woe is me when people do it to you. Like, what you on about? These decisions were about safety and documentation. The same could be said for Barbie, so. I don't have full insight into how that recording was acquired, and I don't have enough information to understand the motive further. Wait, what? What? Wait, are they referring to the Chris call here, or are they just really bad at English? Because if they are referring to the Chris call, what the fuck are you on about? It was in another safety report you made, and it was linked within the document that your team put out. That's how it was accessed. It was spread around in Senate. And then someone else was able to hand it over to people. What are you on about? Because if you guys remember, we went previously over the safety report with Hidden, that was talking about DA Games and Chris, right? It's moronic. My actions throughout this process have been guided by a desire to protect myself and create an accurate record and seek accountability where appropriate. Fuck off. Not to retaliate or escalate. Fuck off. I do want to give Malcolm the benefit of the doubt and assume he didn't know the details about the acquisition of the call. Sweep. But I don't have access to all the private discussions informing those decisions. Womp womp. I've purposely not sent DMCAs against him specifically because he seems to not know the nature of the leaks. Time will tell, I guess, once this goes public. Womp womp. Also to note, throughout the leak calls, Barbie repeatedly positioned herself as an informal interpreter of KP's thoughts, motives, and emotional state, despite never being authorized to speak on KP's behalf. They weren't even acting on someone's behalf. That was her interpretation of her talks with KP. If I say, oh, I can understand what someone's going through, or like after speaking to someone, right? Or like understand like their thought process, right? That is your own judgment. That is never being portrayed as a concrete fact. That is just your interpretation of someone else based on how you've seen them. And I don't believe that Barbie has ever stated that that is a factual thing, right? It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Let's see. Let's keep it going. Examples include statements such as she doesn't realize how people hear her. She reacts that way because she panics. And you have to look at KP a certain way or you'll misunderstand her. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Who cares? This pattern appears to be an attempt to gain social authority and credibility within commentary circles, presenting herself as someone with special insight into KP. I mean, they did have special insight into you. Because they spoke to you. That would be the quote-unquote special insight. KP found this personal commentary extremely unsettling and parasocial. Okay, buddy. All of Barbie's appearances on the Goddammit Malcolm channel, even if they have no relevance to KP directly, have been archived here for safety purposes, and to show a clear pattern of behavior. KP. My thoughts on this whole situation have been evolving as I learn new information and talk to professionals. And it's disappointing that my changing understanding has been framed as dishonest based on private reflection. It seems like I can't even reflect on the situation without interference. Barbie's analysis of me I found especially creepy. I barely knew her. Okay, they barely knew you. Ugh. Oh, you barely... Fuck me. It's actually hurting my brain now. God damn. Okay. Let me have a drink. Identification concerns. While this report does not or will not disclose the suspected individual's identity, over safety and legal concerns, this will be a lie in a bit. KP observed several specific circumstantial clues in Barbie's statements in public and private that point to a singular match to her real-life identity. Examples from Barbie's own words include, I moved across the country and have taken the bar exam. This line strongly aligns with the publicly verifiable record of the suspected attorney. The suspected individual's recent bar. Okay. Lastly, Malcolm notes that there is only one part that needs to be censored, implying prior knowledge that the raw recording possibly contains personally identifiable information belonging to Barbie, and that his intentionally obscured this detail while distributing the audio. What? Problem? Again, it might be personally identifiable information. It could be a nickname. It could be anything else, right? It could just be like a a preferred name. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily have to have been the docs information. It is literally just a content creator doing his due diligence to like make sure that doesn't happen. For example, here where I've had to edit this document. Okay, let's continue. Additional legal context. It is also relevant to note that at the time of the recording, the individual might have made recordings when residing in a jurisdiction that requires all party consent for audio recordings. If a recording was made without the consent of all participants, whilst physically located in such a state, that could raise independent legal concerns regardless of where the recording was later shared or discussed. This report does not determine intent nor legality conclusively, but flags the jurisdictional issues as a material consideration when evaluating how the recording was obtained. Note, not all examples or identifying information are cited to protect private information. Oh, so the examples you give, right, are not always noted to protect private information. Hold on, this is hurting my brain. Not all examples of identifying information are cited to protect... What? That doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, I'm going to continue. KP's attempt at verification, November 6th, 17th, and the 24th of 2025. Messages include... I'm just going to... Hi, censored. I'm reaching out because I'm dealing with an instance of being recorded without my consent, and your name and X bar listing appears to fit with the person described. The recording as described was uploaded without my consent or knowledge to YouTube. It can be found here. And it's like a dead link, lol. Could you please confirm whether you are that person? If it's easier, I'd welcome a brief 5 to 10 minute phone call to clarify. Thank you for your time, Rachel. Hi, Blanca, following up. I am following up on my previous email. I haven't heard back from you yet. Yeah. For transparency, I'm seeing an email that is confirmed to be linked. If your policy is not to respond to the requests like this, yeah, okay, whatever. They're just airing them. The courtesy window for confirming or denying your identity in relation to the recording is now closed because I did not receive a response within the 7 to 10 business days provided. Okay. Yep, okay, they opened the email, they read it, they aired you, who cares? Yeah. Proof of bar filing. Okay. This will acknowledge receipt of your disciplinary inquiry. In the coming business days, your inquiry will be assessed by an ACAP attorney. Once that assessment has been completed, ACAP will send you the status update by US mail. Your reference number is X. Be sure to use this number when corresponding about your case. Please note this email address is intended, whatever. Yeah, sending for documents. Now, this is the part I did need to censor, because KP is a fucking idiot. As you can clearly state in this document where I've censored stuff, it is with the flame here. I had to censor their phone number. KP, if you are seeing this stream, you should really take down that link. And I will put a note here now. By the way, do not go and harass KP. Okay? If I learn that anyone else is, then I'm just going to be blocking people from the channel. I do not condone harassment of any kind in the slightest. So do not do it. Yep. Documents, yep. Haha. Pertinent clarifications from Cope's coverage. Cope/Becker launder potentially explicitly obtained files into perceived legitimacy by implying verification that was not possible. What? Launder. Okay. Attempts... Okay. At the time of recording, I've been unable to gain a copy of one of the original audio drafts. This is critical, and it demonstrates that Beckett was actively attempting to obtain private material, not merely receiving something from a neutral or credible source. I mean, if he's been sent the draft of, like, the script, of course he's going to be wanting the rest of it, right? Like, an audio recording. Who cares? His frustration at not having the audio aligns directly with Barbie's attempt to access KP's audio as seen below. Requests KP declined. I will note here, again, like I said, I do not know if any of the information is credible. I don't think it is. Let's say that it's not. I'm not even going to test it, right? KP's writes down here, censored, right? It is not censored in the document. KP, you need to take down the document. Actually, I'll probably be reporting that post after the stream, because it does contain personally identifiable information. Sorry for delaying getting back to you. I was out last night. In regards to your offer to look over the audio, I just don't think I can bring myself to do it right now. I finally reviewed Beckett's coverage recently, and it really upsets me. On one hand, I can see he tried to give me space to talk, but at the same time the way he framed things felt like a character assassination. No, it wasn't. It was entirely the way you presented yourself. You look like a bumbling fucking moron who was involved with critical accusations. You are criticizable. You put memes in your video trying to expose someone for predation. You held a hand in allowing for the editing of the victim statement. You are not trustworthy. Your character is down the drain already. It left me with the strong impression that Saber influenced the narrative more than people realize. No, it didn't. It's not like Beckett was goody-goody two-shoe friends with Saberspark at that point. Because of that, I just can't bring myself to trust anyone with this part of the process right now. I do appreciate your willingness to help, but I need to hold off. Thanks for your understanding, KP. Delete response. Sorry, your tone seems confused. Oh no, I understand that. I just forgot you asked about that. I just wanted to follow up. I appreciate the check-in though. It's a little cray right now, as you can imagine. Kinda. I'm just just trying to be more careful about who I trust. It's just stressful. This is a clear example of Barbie's seemingly manipulative tactics, which you don't have proof of, by the way. But again, you don't have evidence of them asking for the audio recording here. What do you want about? There may be proof. There may be proof. I'm not going to say that there is. There may be proof. But if there is, you're not showing it here. This is, example of manipulative tactics. KP expresses anxiety about trust and leaks. Barbie responds with a comforting filler that deflects, that validates nothing, and keeps KP in the conversation. But you don't have the evidence. You don't have that. KP's referenced script draft was never distributed beyond 2 confidential readers. Beckett's expectation that he should have had access indicates he was relying on someone inside KP's inner circle to acquire it for him. Okay. This fits the documented pattern of Barbie pushing to obtain KP's private materials, Barbie later leaking the script, Barbie deleting her messages immediately after confrontation. In short, Beckett was not a passive recipient, he was seeking out confidential creative assets, and Barbie acted as the intermediary, attempting to deliver them. Lol. Misrepresentation of verification and sourcing. Beckett/Cope presents the leaked script as having been validated, a framing that was not possible under the circumstances. What do you mean? I received an original draft script. I checked it with a few people who I thought may have heard one of these versions. It is accurate, though not complete. This presentation is materially misleading. At the time the video was published, the script was an unpublished private work. Access to the script was extremely limited. The only known version individual within Beckett's public circle who had access to an earlier version was Lio Convoy, another commentator in the community and KP's former friend. There is additional strong evidence that Lio leaked the entire audio at a later time. Okay. KP shared this file with Lio on August 6th, 2025. Why this matters legally: unauthorized disclosure of a private recording. Texas, Lio's state of residence is a one-party consent state for recording communications, but that consent does not authorize further distribution beyond the purpose for which the recording was provided. Sharing or disclosing a private recording without the speaker's consent, particularly when the recording was shared for review or advisory purposes only, may constitute an invasion of privacy, misuse of confidential information, or unlawful disclosure, and can give rise to civil liability, even absent criminal intent. Okay. Because the script and the earlier audio was not public and had no authorized distribution, there were no lawful or independent third-party sources capable of legitimately verifying its contents. As a result, any claim of checking with people or confirmation necessarily relies on individuals already breaching confidentiality. I know people have said this before, but not on Discord. Okay, I'll look this up. Let's see. Sorry, chat. I'm just reading stuff. Hehe. See, I can't seem to find a definitive actual answer on this. Okay. I guess I can't get an answer on that. That's a civil case, so without a ruling in court, it means nothing. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's continue. Let's see. Where were we? Presenting the material as verified reframes and unauthorized leak as though it were the product of routine journalistic fact-checking. This portrayal obscures that access to the document was unauthorized, that any alleged confirmation depended on further confidentiality breaches, and that no journalistic or valid chain of custody existed. But does it even apply to Barbie? Because they weren't employed by KP. They weren't said, like, you know, there was no, like, contract signed, right? I don't think that it matters. Am I wrong? I'm not sure. In short, the leak could not be legitimately vetted because no legitimate source existed. What do you mean? They're not you. What? Categorizing it as verified minimizes the underlying breach and falsely implies ethical acquisition and independent sourcing. Well, it was independently sourced. I don't understand. Yeah, I don't care. These are just legal examples. Are these even actual legal examples? Okay, British court. Yeah, whatever. Obtained for improper means cannot be justified by public interest alone. Fair dealing does not extend to private. Okay. Presenting a leaked script as legitimate directly contradicts both, legal standards. It doesn't matter. KP didn't have a contract, so Barb is not bound by an under oath or anything like that. Barb wasn't KP's actual lawyer. None of this matters. They are, but not for which she claims. Okay, interesting. This document is just awful, by the way. There was no, like, personally or, like, private information or identifiable information or stuff like that leaked from these things, right? The only, like, personal information that was learned about KP throughout this entire situation was because someone else leaked communications between, I think it was Riddle and someone else, right? About the whole bedwetting thing. Bedwell. Like, again, what was even here? Like, she didn't write the script, she wrote it through AI. I'm actually curious, is there, like, even a case of this that exists? Like, is there anything of, like, that? Okay. Sorry, again, so this is just from, like, the automated answer from Google. You do not automatically own AI generated content. If it is created without meaningful human input, in most jurisdictions, including the United States, copyright requires human authorship, and purely AI generated works are considered public domain or are ineligible for copyright protection. However, if you actively shape, edit, or significantly contribute creatively to the AI output, such as refining prompts, structuring the narrative, or making substantial revisions, you may be considered the author and thus own the copyright for the final human-edited work. UK law is more permissive. The person who made the necessary arrangements for the AI to create the work may be treated as the author. So that would be whoever made the AI, I can imagine. AI platform terms matter. Services like ChatGPT and OpenAI grant users ownership of outputs generated by their tools, but always check the specific terms. Key takeaway. The more human creative control you demonstrate, the stronger your claim to ownership. Document your input and edits to support your rights. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Sorry, I was just making sure the stream isn't down, because I was going to get pissed off if it was. Hold on, let me make sure I've got this pulled up. There we go. Awesome. Let's continue. How far have we even gotten into this? Jesus. Journalistic ethics on consent, context, and transparency. Beckett's, spelt wrong, framing directly contradicts Known journalistic framing about using recorded materials in a context that was not disclosed to his audience. Identify sources clearly. The public is entitled to as much information as possible to judge the reliability and motivations of sources. Failure to disclose how or why material is being used undermines informed consent and ethical transparency. Okay. Misrepresentation of copyright law by Cope and Sieve. Lol. After leaked material was identified, KP started the process of issuing DMCA and privacy claims like a fucking bitch. When KP issued a DMCA takedown for the unauthorized use of her script, Cope and Sieve, Jenny, responded to the claim on October 16th. Jenny stated that because the script was leaked, its use qualified as fair use. This argument is not only incorrect, it directly contradicts decades of US copyright precedent. Note: YouTube policy is dictated by US law. Okay. Again, it's not misleading at all, by the way, because I'm hitting the mic a lot. I'm sorry. I did not mean to. It's not misleading at all. Because, like, what was it? The way that you fill out, like, a reply to a DMCA takedown is you fill out the information to the best of your ability, right? That is how you respond to it. Beckett put jokes into the video from my memory. They put visual gags into the video. That would put it onto parody. It is not misleading at all. You can see the original claim below. Okay, yep. I don't care. Wait, do I actually want to read this? A counter notification. Yeah. So this was the counter notification. I wonder. Interesting. So, again, I'd have to look at this like a bit more in depth, but again, this is just like the top thing on Google, right? This is what it says. No, you cannot share someone's counter notification publicly without their consent. A counter notification is a legally required document submitted to YouTube when you believe a copyright takedown was made in error. It includes personal information, such as the full legal name, physical address, and telephone number of the person who submitted it. Sharing this information publicly may violate privacy laws and could expose the individual to harassment, doxing, or other risks. YouTube is required by law to forward the counter notification to the original claimant, but it does not make the document publicly available. Doing so could also violate YouTube's terms of service and potentially lead to legal consequences for the person who shared it. If you are involved in a dispute, also always consult a qualified attorney before taking any public action. Yen, please be careful. You're hitting the mic a lot. I'm going to hit you in a second. So again, she has no right to post this document. She has no legal right to post this document. Okay, let's continue. I'm sorry for beating the mic, chat. Please forgive me. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you can imagine what wasn't censored. Which would mean that Beckett has got a legal right here. Actually, I'm going to do that right now. Hold on, chat. Give me 1 second. This is kind of important, I feel like. Give me 1 sec. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I do not know why there is not an option on reports for docs information. Wait, hold on. It's still there. Whatever. I thought it disappeared for a second there. Anyway. Let's continue. She may have, Ivy. She may have. Copyright protection attaches automatically to any work the moment a work is created and fixed in a tangible medium, as stated by the US Copyright Office's official website. Publishing excerpts of a copyrighted, private, unpublished work without permission, especially when obtained for a breach of confidence, is not fair use and does not fall under journalist interest under US copyright doctrine. Okay. By insisting that the illicit nature of the leak somehow transformed the material into fair use, Jenny of Copenhagen demonstrate either a profound misunderstanding of copyright law or a deliberate attempt to mislead their audience. Not at all. What are you on about? Unpublished, yep. Not provided by KP. Well, I mean, it had been originally provided by KP. How else was it accessed? Not authorized for distribution. Not eligible for fair use under, yeah, whatever. Thank you very much, Reactor Rams, for the $2 US. A pittance for the slop you have to read. Thank you very much. That's very generous of you. KP submitted DMCA and privacy reports around October 2025 for the following reasons. To establish a documented paper trail regarding the unauthorized use, circulation, and monetization of non-public materials. For evidentiary use in the ongoing Barr investigation concerning Barbie, including preservation of materials that demonstrate potential misconduct. It's just not true, is it? All parties using leaked information that Barbie provided will be named in her state bar report by their identifying illegal information. How is that? You're such a fucking useless cunt. Fuck me. For potential further reporting to appropriate authorities, including legal and civil, should additional escalation be warranted. A DMCA notice is a platform-level takedown request and does not constitute legal action or a commitment to pursue litigation. Yeah, buddy? Clarification regarding allegations of malice. KP personally did not clarify publicly the details of the Barbie report in order to demonstrate... Wait, what? Did not clarify publicly the details of the Barbie report. Oh, I'm assuming they're referring to the bar report, right? Right? Right. Okay. Before addressing public concern and release additional public information. Because of this, malicious intent has been a common interpretation of her actions and mindset. Example is listed below. Sup guys, so KP has so far struck one video down and has 4 more strikes pending with filing counters, and YouTube has accepted the counterclaim on the removed video. KP is clearly and blatantly abusing the copyright system to try and have the channel removed. We'll post more updates on Twitter, etc., and may have to stream on another platform for a couple of weeks, likely Kick. Opblock, Hidden, and Internet Adjacent are also being hit as KP tries to silence people talking about her unbelievable cowardice. You see a recent tweet about the situation. Additionally, KP has clarified before sending DMCAs due to this perceived misconception. P.S. I would warn your little friends I have sent, as in already pending, DMCA takedowns for anything, both videos and streams, using private or leaked information. Commentary is within their right, but anything more is a violation of my privacy, boundaries, and friends to my safety. I think we both know that, but going to the police when someone is sexually harassing you on the internet is a moot point. You have my consent to warn others. Why would he need consent? You're a bitch. Fuck you. What page are we on? Because I want to check something. 39. I want to check something, because it's specifically referring to... Is it just IloveKimpossible's original response? I thought there was more than one video that got claimed, right? Why are they only listing the one? Hold on. Am I wrong, chat? I swear more of Beckett's videos were, like, struck, right? I swear it was more than one. We're on, what page were we on? We're on, like, 35, weren't we? See, I would message Beckett, but this guy's always asleep when you need him. Let me check my, let me see if I can message him. Oh my god, so many people are messaging me. Oh, thank you, Killjoy. And I think Mahi has done the same thing as well. Or is this just the thing that Killjoy done? Oh, yeah. So, hold on, I will show this. Hold on, give me a sec, chat. So, Mahi and Killjoy have sent me this as well. Oh, I see. Thank you also, Raziel, for, I think that's Jekka Slades, sending me, Rule 8.4. Sorry, guys, I haven't looked at Discord. Thankfully, it stopped bugging like it was last stream, but, yeah, thanks, guys. What's Ivy sent me? Why have they sent me so many clips? Oh, right, yeah, okay, the 100 dono. Yeah, sorry. Hold on, I'll pull this up, guys. I think I'll pull up the full thing that Mahi gave me, because I think people use more than one site. So we'll check this, right? So, I want to thank the people at the Alt Block for apparently putting this shit together. So this is a report made about the document that we are currently looking at for AI content. Detection report. The probability that this text was generated by having a stroke. AI. We are highly confident that this text looks like AI generated. 64% probability AI generated. Probability analysis, 25% human, 23% mixed, and 52% AI. Tisk tisk. Originality AI says this is 100% confident that's AI. AI, fucking hell. And GPT-0, AI's detection, states it is 8% AI, 83% mixed, and 9% human. Interesting. Because KP can't write a single sentence by herself, unless she has got drawing paper and a crayon. I don't know. Sorry, I said that like it was like an episode of Top Gear. Okay. Let's continue. Where were we? This above is a private communication dated October 10th from KP to Lio Convoy, where KP stated that the DMCA notices were submitted exclusively in response to the use of private or leaked materials. She expressly denied any retaliatory or silencing intent because she's a liar. The distinguishing protected commentary from authorized disclosure. KP indicated that the purpose of these actions was preventative and safety-orientated, not punitive or malicious. Yeah, 78 out of the, 117 lines of AI basically means that KP just changed some words around in the AI segments before hitting publish. Crazy. Crazy idea. Fucking hell. Killjoy, you may know this. Do you know if there was more than one video that was struck on Beckett's channel? Because I swear there was more. And if you know the exact videos, I'd be interested to know if any of them have any sort of, likelihood that the KP may even have a claim here. But also, whilst I have people here, guys, what are you doing? There are 79 of you here currently watching, and only 2 of you have hit like. Make sure to like, unlike, subscribe, do all of the things, okay? We are almost at 1.5k. I really want to be able to get to, 2k before the midpoint of the year. I think that will be awesome, okay? I think we can do it, you know? Feel free to donate. Make sure to donate to Hidden as well. I will put this in the side chat again. And again, as I said previously, the goal has been met for her original fund, but again, this is just the initial cost for a lawyer. There may be ongoing legal fees that will need to be the money used for, and that's the only thing they will get used for. I'm saying that bullet point sections is a big tell it's AI. When you ask AI to prompt to do stuff like this, it usually doesn't understand it. That's why you'll see our format bullet points. Interesting. But yeah. Do it. I want to watch Yen cry. Why would I... What? That's fucked up. Anyway. This is why Cartoonshi was not struck with DMCA claims for his original coverage, archived here. Lol.
Although Cartoonshi's video did contribute to the spread of possible misinformation, it did not rely on the use of circulation of potentially illicitly acquired material or reframe private communications outside previously discussed context.
It's just an interpretation of your communications. That is what people are interpreting. They are not saying that it is a factual statement. You are a moron. You are exceedingly malicious with the way that you are painting this. This is clearly an attempt to silence people. The framing of these actions as malicious appears instead to arise from a broader narrative strategy that positions KP as a public antagonist. This framing is particularly notable given the surrounding context. The monetization of outrage-driven commentary, like and subscribe guys, and the application of controversy connected to allegations including involving a public figure and sexual misconduct, Saberspark. You literally have a bias against Saberspark before even covering the topic because what? Because he wouldn't give you attention. Is my understanding. You were exceedingly malicious with your Saberspark coverage. Exceedingly malicious. You, and again, I know I say it again, you manipulated the victim testimony. You were malicious. You platformed that malicious incentive. That's exactly what you did. You portrayed the stuff in... And I find it interesting they only mentioned Saberspark, by the way. They portrayed Chris as someone who had actually jacked off into her clothing when it was a joke. It never happened. It never happened. You are malicious. Such framing serves to simplify a complex legal and ethical situation into a personalized conflict, which is more readily consumable and monetizable by audiences. This does not reflect the documented purpose or function of the DMCA filings. Oh my god. Extremist and anti-Semitic framing. Additional extremist language is used by Beckett, comparing KP's actions to the censorship efforts of early Nazi Germany. In his video, KP strikes me again. You're a Jew, and KP is Nazi Germany. Soon she will face the Nuremberg trials. Invoking Nazi Germany in reference to a publicly known Jewish individual's lawful procedural actions is deeply inappropriate and unprofessional in any context, as it trivializes historical atrocities and inverts the reality of Jewish persecution. Shut the fuck up. No one cares that you are Jewish. Do whatever you want. It is clearly... And KP may have never heard of one of these before. A joke. It's a joke, KP. It's not serious. I don't actually think you're a Nazi member of the Reich. But that might be hard for you to understand. Anyway. DMCA and privacy reports were submitted with the understanding that they carry real procedural and legal consequences. Individuals whose conduct prompted these filings should be aware of that. These reports formally document alleged unlawful behavior. They preserve evidence that may be referenced in the regulatory, civil, or criminal contexts. Where appropriate, matters may be referred to law enforcement or other authorities. This process is not symbolic, performative, or retaliatory. It was retaliatory. Clearly was, by definition, it was retaliatory. I know I can't say the words, I'm sorry. It reflects a lawful mechanism for addressing unauthorized use, disclosure, or exploitation of protected materials. Any consequences that arise are the result of documented actions, not personal animus. KP further warns in the same dated message, this was previously censored publicly, that she would publicly identify Barbie as the source of the script leak, and provided time for clarification to take place on the behalf of the recipients. Despite this warning, no public clarification or response followed. I have not outed Barbie / censored Barbie's first name. as the leaker of the earlier V2 script out of pure kindness. Oh, KP, you're such a kind soul. Oh, but I'm getting increasingly aggravated by who Beckett has been sending to prod for information, assumingly without your full knowledge. I might disclose this in the future, whilst keeping her information private. Based on escalating concerns, privacy and clarity, now that I have documentation she was lying about her associations with Beckett this whole time, you have my permission to warn the potentially affected parties. Clarification regarding YouTube strikes / content removal. Fuck me. Some commentators have attempted to reframe KP's actions primarily through the lens of YouTube strikes or content removal. But that's what they are. You are doing YouTube strikes and content removal. This framing is not relevant to the underlying issue. Yes, it is. Platform enforcement actions are procedural outcomes, not evidence of intent. Procedural outcomes? You're such an idiot. You are the one who filled out the information required for these actions to take place. Your intent was to silence people who were critical of you. A YouTube strike does not establish malice, retaliation, or abuse. It reflects YouTube's internal compliance process after a report is submitted. The presence or absence of strikes does not alter the legal or ethical basis for submitting a DMCA or privacy complaints. Focusing on strikes and consequences rather than the conduct that prompted the reports misdirects attention away from the core issue, the unauthorized use and decimation of protected materials. You didn't even write the script, you used AI. You have clearly, allegedly, used AI for making this report as well. Unauthorized use of private wordings, statements, and voices. Title of copyrighted work, private audio recording and conversation. Type of copyrighted work, private conversation, additional information. The infringed video contains audio of a recorded interview that was published without my knowledge or permission of the context used. I did not approve for the final video before publication. Where does the public? Okay. This is a screenshot of case KP's DMCA claim to Beckett's first video. What?
You know, normally,
By the way, by doing this, right, she's entirely kicked herself in the teeth. This is a public document. There is no way that they're going to be able to, like, remove the private information from stuff now. They have publicly given this out now, so any sort of argument that they could make is mute when it comes to further coverage. Fuck me. So let's have a look. Where are they claiming it? The 26-22 mark. Okay. Oh, excuse me, chat. Thought I was gonna sneeze. Anyway.
Like other people's interactions with Saber.
a reasonably sized creator for this space, coming out anonymously. It is also worth me noting that at this point, now that SaberSpark's response is out, Emmy has been on the record with other content creators talking at length.
Like, do you remember at all, like, was there anything, like, written for, like, oh yeah, this call's gonna be recorded, by the way, for, like, the interview part? Lyle? Do you remember?
About these accusations and herself. And yes, I was offered this recording. And the fact that such a large content creator, somebody who has literally been on Dr. Phil, would try to platform these accusations anonymously is an element that deserves discussion and analysis. Lio would also get me in contact with KP, which is why he is in the first call, and KP would provide
With KP liar.
confirmation that it was Emmy. I expect you're also wondering
The one with Beckett. It'll come up shortly.
when this information became available to KP herself. And I'll be honest with you, that was also something I was quite curious to know.
So whatever.
Well,
and then
when did you know?
when did I know it was Emmy?
Yes.
At the beginning.
Again, the question I'm asking, Lyle, was KP aware that this call would be recorded when they were getting interviewed? Although Safe Beckett decided to sue her, well, that's a horse of a different color, because all she has committed will very much be screwing her in court. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let me have a look. Pretty sure she was told it was an interview, and he told her multiple times that he's doing a video and would use this info. Interesting. I'm gonna ask actually gonna message Beckett. I highly doubt he's gonna get back to me, because he's awful at checking his DMs. Do you remember or have proof that when you interviewed KP that you told her you would use the call / info in for your video on her? God, why is my keyboard lagging so much? Holy hell. Holy hell. Do you remember what I have proof of? God, why did it double type? That you told her you would use the call / info in it. Okay, I've sent that off to Beckett. If he replies, he replies. Well, we'll see, chat. We will see. But thank you for answering, Lio. I do appreciate that. Okay, let's continue. KP explains why she contacted with Beckett in August of 2025. I'm going to cut contact with Beckett at this point, so if he comes to you, feel free to explain my point of view. Whatever censored told him from the beginning influenced his whole narrative, and that's not really unbiased. And using a testimony I don't even have access to or can refute is pretty scummy, if you ask me. What? Again, this was never a question about whether or not it was recorded without her consent. This was just a thing of Beckett not giving her the recording. In addition to written materials, Sorry, I'm abusing the mic today. KP's private wording, statements, and recorded vocal communications were reused, excerpted, or paraphrased in ways that exceeded the scope of any previous discussion. The use of private drafts and non-public statements and recorded conversations or paraphrasing private communications without authorization raises both copyright and privacy concerns, regardless of whether the content is later categorized as commentary, discussion, or fair use. Consent to communicate privately does not constitute consent for public redistribution, monetary commentary, selective questionation, or what the fuck are you on about? What are you on about? By the way, I just asked Google again. Yes, someone can share your Discord DMs publicly, but only if they choose to do so. So that's that. Again, I'm being extremely anal with this. These uses fall squarely within the scope of what DMCA and privacy mechanisms are designed to address, in which every relevant court case treats as a factor weighing against fair use. Selective quotation. What? What do you mean selective quotation? Would you have preferred they just, like, read the whole thing out? Like, what are you on about? Journalistic ethics... Whatever. How dare you send a DMCA takedown for that coverage of that script that we stole, so you admit you stole it like a thief. No one's ever said that. Also notice how KP is a literal lobotomite of a child, by the way, who can't go 5 seconds without memeing on something that was this serious. In her own thing that apparently, according to what, like, in the report, she links this document to give to the authorities. So the authorities are gonna see this. Whatever, law. Moreover, this framing fails to account for the documented reality that KP's understanding of the situation evolved over time, under pressure, and with under pressure raining down on... Anyway, with incomplete information during the initial reporting period. By missing this context, the narrative presented risks misrepresenting the sequence of events and the development of KP's views. God, you did not write this. Using Cope and Steve's own statements, the contradictions reveal they admitted the script was leaked, they admitted it was unreleased, they admitted KP never gave permission. They admitted to claim fair use anyway. But it was fair use. Misrepresentation by secondary commentators. Several commentary channels covered Cope's analysis as though Cope was drawing from primary sources or had direct access to KP's private communications. An additional coverage was also covered under fair use and journalistic interest. This is incorrect, even though it is correct. It is important to note the existence of a prior leak and coverage does not place secondary commentators in the clear for their own coverage. Repeating, amplifying, or building content on top of improperly obtained private material does not transform it into fair, ethical, or legally protected sources. Yes, it does. I am giving my commentary on what I am seeing. That is the transformative part of it. By presenting themselves as informed or connected, these channels help spread misinformation. What? I'll get into it, by the way. Reinforced inaccurate narratives and further legitimized the use of unlawfully accessed content. Below is an example. It struck me for checks notes watching someone else's video. Lamau? This also exposes these secondary commentators to potential legal risk for redistributing private, illegally obtained material, even if they were not the original leakers. Case study. Internet Adjacent. Internet Adjacent is a separate commentary channel operating within the same online ecosystem. His inclusion here is not based on personal involvement with KP, but because his conduct illustrates a recurring pattern in how non-public materials are handled and reframed within commentary spaces. Current allegations. Internet Adjacent has been publicly accused by third parties of misconduct, including alleged involving... Fuck's sake. Including alleged involving inappropriate... Alleged... What? What? Alleged involving inappropriate sexual and... I'm having a stroke here. Sexual engagement with minors. This report does not assess the accuracy or legitimate merit of these claims. Sweeping. They are noted solely to contextualize ongoing public discourse and explain why caution has been advised by some observers pending further clarification or formal findings. More information can be found here. What is it? What have they linked? Can this load? They linked your video, Lio. Oh, or your stream. That's so sweet of them. Aw, that's so kind. Framing of non-public materials as drafts in the new leaks of IloveKimpossibleAlot. She's hopeless. Internet Adjacent stated, "Did you put your documents or private info on the video? No, I covered the original draft of your response." After receiving copyright strikes, Internet Adjacent categorized his coverage as involving just a draft, rather than private or confidential information. There was nothing confidential in the document. However, labeling a document as a draft does not negate its private status, if it was circulated without authorization and not intended for public release. He's referring to information, like docs information. It doesn't include your private information, KP. It is just a ChatGPT prompt that was put onto a document and then it was later sourced to people. What are you talking about? Anyway, in the same exchange, KP stated that the issue concerned protecting her personal information and privacy. But it didn't include any of your private information, your personal information, or your privacy. It doesn't include that. The Parlo video just got 2 hours longer from this mention. True! Which Internet Adjacent disputed by questioning whether any personal information was involved. Okay. Counter-notification framing. In his counter-notification, Internet Adjacent asserted that his videos qualify as fair use because they transform the original material through commentary and criticism. Which I will give him, and that's the only thing I will give him. He further stated, under penalty of perjury, what? The material was removed due to mistake or misidentification. This framing does not address whether the material were non-public at the time they were obtained or whether they were authorized for public distribution. Fair use concerns how material is used, not whether private or leaked materials lose their private status once commented on. Well, I'd assume they don't. You've made the information public. Like, what do you want about? This hurts my brain, guys. The video is under fair use under commentary and criticism guidelines. The video transformed the original content in a commentary fashion, which makes it fall under fair use. I swear, under penalty of perjury, that I have good faith belief the material was removed due to a mistake or misidentification of the material to be removed or disabled. I consent to the jurisdiction of the Federal District Court for the district in which my address is located, or if my address is outside the United States, the jurisdictional district in which YouTube is located, and will accept service of process from the claimant. Note, based on available information, this is either a lie or a misunderstanding of copyright and of copyright and basic privacy law. This distinction does not address the underlying issue of how the materials were obtained or whether they were non-public at the time of use. Referring to the content as a draft does not negate its status as private or leaked material if it was circulated without authorization and not intended for public distribution. In other words, categorizing a document as just a draft does not mean it isn't also private information. YouTube recommended me yen content. Good. Hell yeah. In other words, yeah, whatever. Further stated, this isn't about censoring criticism, but protecting my personal information and privacy at this point, KP. What personal information, says IA? Use of allegedly leaked sensitive information. Despite disputing the involvement of private information, Internet Adjacent also references content described as leaked medical or bodily information in a later video. Here's a leak about KP having an infection. We've been pumping with antibiotics for the past 7 months. This illustrates an inconsistency in how private information is defined on air. While drafts and internal communications are dismissed as non-private, other content presented as leaks includes sensitive information or medical claims. KP states that this claim is untrue. Brother, what? Brother, what? Oh, hi, Aaron. How you doing? Again, I think that, like, they're trying to use the word leaks as, like, this very, like, this thing to basically say that, like, oh, wow, you're saying leaks, and you're saying that, like, there's no private information. Again, the argument is, right, IA has used the word leaks in 2 different videos. In the first video, it's referring to, like, the, into the, well, what do they even state? The calls, I can assume, right? That would be my assumed thing, right? And in here, it's to do with, like, the whole thing about, like, her having a weird infection or some bullshit, right? Again, those are 2 different things. Right? I don't understand what link she's trying to make. Is she trying to say because he used leaks in the second video, where it's information about her personal body, like her body and her medical health, right? But then, whenever he's saying leaks in the other video, that would imply that he's leaking sensitive information there. Which is just factually untrue. God. This is awful. This illustrates an inconsistency of how private information is defined on air. Yeah, exactly. It's an inconsistency, so what's the fucking issue? Wait, no, it's not. Sorry, I don't know why I even said that. That's not an inconsistency. He is just calling it leaks. Also, it is a YouTube title. It's just a buzzword, man. Also used it in the video as a buzzword. It may be information that they've not made. Like, again, it could just be. It's just. How do I even have to explain this? It's literally just buzzwords that YouTubers use. Right? Crazy new leak. New leaked information. New information just dropped. Moronic. Okay, let's continue this. Relevance to this report. This case study is included to illustrate a broader pattern within commentary spaces, the reframing of non-public or leaked materials as permissible commentary by narrowing the definition of private information as after the fact. And the inconsistency of how commentary creators cover even their own cases as compared to professional ethics. The issue is not criticism itself, but the repeated reliance on unauthorized materials whilst minimizing or disputing their private nature once challenged. Oh, I'm sorry you got a nosebleed, Loki. Ah. God. You know what? I've been talking for too long with this. I'm gonna have to use the. I'm gonna have to bust out the analog horror stick.
7. Evidence of private sharing of illicitly obtained materials. Beyond the public distribution of the leaked draft, there is verifiable evidence that the unlawfully obtained script and related details were also shared privately with multiple third parties. The dissemination extended beyond the individuals originally known to be involved. 1. Malcolm's prior admission, primary evidence of private sharing. As documented earlier, Malcolm confirmed that he received the illicit recording, the Barbie/KP call, directly from Beckett, not from a publicly accessible source. This establishes the first verified chain of distribution.
Okay.
Barbie rightward arrow Beckett rightward arrow Malcolm. This alone constitutes a breach of privacy, copyright, and ethical standards. However, new statements from another commentator demonstrate that the chain extended further than previously documented.
Uh-oh. It's bugging out, chat. Hold on. It's tweaking.
2. Ops public admission of receiving non-public information. See note below regarding additional claims. In the screenshot from at the op block, op states, "I was aware you had been waffling over this response behind the scenes." This statement is critical for several reasons. Op was never provided any information by KP. Op is not a friend, collaborator, or professional contact. He was never given access to KP's script, drafts, or private communications. The only way he could reference behind-the-scenes information is if someone else conveyed it. Additionally, as shown earlier, both Barbie and, by extension, Beckett were aware that KP was taking time to ensure her response was ethically correct and had sought private feedback. Details of this information were not public at the time.
Womp womp.
Therefore, Op could only have obtained this information from a single source, Beckett. This is supported by another line in Op's comment.
That's just not true. It could have been from Barbie. It could have been from anyone. It could have been anyone who spoke to Beckett. You don't know if it was directly from Beckett. You are a moron. You are just like implying shit without ways of proving it.
When you spoke with individuals making said biased coverage. This is consistent with Barbie asking for a timeline of the video on August 19, 2025. Additionally, the only individual making coverage that KP had ever spoken to was Beckett. See, this proves the leaked script or details about it was circulated privately to additional parties.
Please load.
Ops claims indicate that Beckett was describing KP's internal writing process, discussing details related to the leaked script, giving Op the appearance of insider access to KP's private decision-making. This establishes a second documented distribution pathway, independent of Malcolm's. Thus, the chain now expands to Barbie rightward arrow Beckett rightward arrow Malcolm Barbie rightward arrow Beckett rightward arrow Op.
Fauci said he got it from Liar. Exactly, so this is just wrong.
This pattern demonstrates systemic behavior, not an isolated mistake. Additional asset circulation. In addition, the recently surfaced screenshot from Cartoon She suggests that other third parties were discussing or aware of the leaked materials, indicating that the unauthorized redistribution of the August 2025 audio draft that may have extended beyond a single individual. Text: I would still love to hear the full audio of the original response. Only got told what was said in it, but from what I gathered it was friggin' wild email. Comments such as the one above demonstrate that details of a leak were already being circulated informally within private conversations, despite those individuals not having direct access to the original content. This further supports the concern that confidential materials were not only taken without permission but were also shared, described.
Confidential. Confidential. Interesting wording. Ugh, my laptop's bricking, chat. Hold on. Why is it bricking? Da, 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 da. Okay.
Or summarized among outside parties, amplifying the breach of privacy and complicating the scope of the incident. As earlier stated, the person with the most circumstantial evidence surrounding the leaking and / or distribution of the August audio draft was Lio Convoy. Cartoonchi publicly hinting at who shared the contents of the file. Additionally, Beckett did eventually receive the audio at a later time, as seen below. Beckett plays a clip from the leaked audio in this tweet on October 13, 2025. Based on this tweet and Lio's established relationship with the YouTuber mentioned, Yan the Yan, there is additional circumstantial evidence that links Lio to the leaked audio used.
No, it fucking doesn't. You are an idiot. I had no involvement with any of the behind-the-scenes stuff in relation to Lio, and anything in relation to this story. The only information I had access to was anything that was publicly made available. I don't know what you're trying to say here. You are a moron. Because of the fact that I just simply made a YouTube short illustrating an interesting thing I noted in her coverage. I read out the tweet. So, at Yen the Yan pointed out in her YouTube short, audio of KP's audio draft is out, so thought I'd make an edit so you can hear this in her own voice. KP's been crying about DA Games abusing illegal threats to silence her, but she had no issue doing it herself. Pathetic Lamau. Oh, hi, Cartucci. I still can't believe I'm only in here because I verbally acknowledged that there were leaks going around Lamau. Didn't even receive them myself. Yeah, same thing here. Also, I don't have contact with Lio. She somehow fails to understand that people all around her are leaking shit, Lamau. Yeah, true. I have contact with Lio, but Lio didn't give me anything. I don't know why I'm being named here. I'm gonna stop the automated text box just for this little part. I don't know why I mentioned in here at all. Established link with the YouTuber mentioned Yan the Yan. And by the way, they don't even link my YouTube short. Which is the funny part. They link my stream coverage talking about it. This again, this above outlines the last chain of shared private information. Again, this is based on circumstantial evidence only. Yes, it's extremely circumstantial. Extremely circumstantial, because I did not get the information privately from Lio. I have only ever covered publicly available information. That's all I've ever done. Fucking hell. Again, if she tries to sue me, I swear to fucking God. But sure, thanks, KP. Guys, make sure to like and subscribe in case KP tries to sue me for whatever reason. Fucking hell. Oh, God. Oh, my voice is actually dying. God. Chat, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Awful, awful, awful. Okay. Let's continue. Let's put the thing back on.
This above outlines the last chain of shared private information. Again, this is based on circumstantial evidence only. KP rightward arrow Lio rightward arrow Cartoonchi and / or Beckett and / or Yen the Yan. Note on scope and deferred issues. During commentary coverage, a rumor attributed to private correspondence concerning alleged polyamorous relationships between Saberspark involving audience members was referenced by third parties. KP acknowledges that this allegation was raised privately but intentionally excluded from public discussion on her end due to its sensitive nature and the lack of independently verified documentation at this time. Saberspark shared that allegation publicly of his own violation. This report does not evaluate or advance that claim. Its exclusion should not be interpreted as a denial, dismissal, or concession, but as a deliberate decision to limit the scope of this report and focus on the documented conduct involving Barbie and related actions that are substantiated by available evidence. As the evidence shows, KP even offers to clarify the claims she raised privately, something Saberspark does not engage with. Any broader or ancillary issues may be addressed separately if warranted by further corroboration.
What are you on about? To clarify the claim she raised privately. Does not engage with. I wonder why they wouldn't engage with you. You're claiming that he's some sort of rapist. You insane person.
Public version. Private version.
Yeah, I don't care.
3. Why Opp's statement is damning, against Beckett. Opp believed he had inside information regarding KP's private drafting process, but the only possible source for that belief was Beckett misrepresenting his knowledge as legitimate. This places Opp in the same ethical and legal position as Malcolm. He received information originating from a privacy breach. He repeated it publicly as if it were legitimate. Opp's comment inadvertently confirms the core issue. Beckett privately distributed an unauthorized script and/or related information to multiple third parties and allowed each to believe they had valid insider knowledge. This is not a grapevine. This is a distribution network.
It is a grapevine. People hear stuff all around the community. There are so many instances where information just gets posted inside of Discord servers. From chatters, from anyone, okay? What are you on about?
4. Legal implications for secondary recipients, Opp and others. Even though Opp and others did not participate in the original leak, the following actions still constitute dissemination of unlawfully obtained private material. Receiving illegally obtained script content or related details. Using that information to shape public statements. Presenting those statements as informed or authoritative. Repeating them publicly. Under both US and UK privacy and copyright standards.
It's not redistribution. What are you on about? It's not redistribution, it's public coverage of an available video. What are you talking about?
Redistribution, even second-hand, is still redistribution. Someone else leaked it does not erase legal exposure or ethical responsibility. Opp's public admission corroborates that. The leaked material circulated far beyond its original point of breach. Beckett created an informal whisper network.
Whisper network?
Multiple
Okay.
commentators, including Opp and Malcolm, were knowingly or unknowingly repeating private information. This is precisely the type of conduct the safety report is intended to document. Note, additional claims by Opp might be addressed at a later time, if the case evolves. 5. Conclusion. Opp's attempt to undermine KP inadvertently confirmed the existence of a private information pipeline originating with Beckett. That Beckett disseminated leaked material beyond Malcolm. That misinformation spread by secondary commentators originated from illicitly obtained content, not legitimate insider access or first-hand knowledge.
The Texas speech doesn't like this.
This section reinforces the broader finding: the issue is not commentary, it is the unauthorized circulation and exploitation of leaked private material. 8. Civil liability for using illegally obtained private material. The misuse of KP's private, Unpublished script is not protected under commentary, criticism, or fair use doctrines. This also makes leaks not journalistic incidents, but a civil privacy violation. Analyzing and platforming it is an extension of that violation, and legally not protected. Civil law clearly establishes that even secondary users, not just the original leaker, can be liable when they publicize, analyze, or benefit. U.S. civil case law has repeatedly held that knowingly using private information obtained through invasion of privacy, unauthorized recording, or breach of confidentiality exposes both the original leaker and downstream commentators to liability. Example: this is a screenshot of Beckett asking a former team member, the individual is censored, about KP's hospitalization in 2024, information she shared in confidence. Sharing details about private medical information without the consent of the individual is illegal in both the US and the US.
What? I feel like there's some context
For clarity
missing.
purposes, the audio can be heard here. Legal.
What? Dude, what the fuck? Give me one sec. Dun, dun, ba, 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 ba. Talking about someone's medical condition is generally not illegal for non-healthcare professionals, but it can lead to legal and ethical consequences depending on the context. For non-healthcare professionals, there is no general law preventing from discussing someone's medical condition. However, such disclosure may violate privacy laws or lead to civil lawsuits for invasion of privacy. Information is highly sensitive and causes harm. So again, claiming that it is illegal is insane.
HIPAA,
As a fact.
Health Insurance Portability.
You can't just claim something as a fact. Hold on. Wait. They've took this right from, like, AI generated, like, text. Genuinely. Like, I'm literally... Let me read out what they've put here. Like, where is it? While HIPAA applies directly to healthcare providers and issuers, US courts also recognize medical information as highly protected and private data in tort and privacy law, e.g. extrusion upon seclusion and public disclosure of private facts. And if I read this... For non-healthcare professionals, there's no general law preventing them from discussing someone's medical condition. However, such disclosure may violate privacy laws, e.g. GDPR in the UK, privacy laws in Canada, or lead to civil lawsuits for invasion of privacy if information is highly sensitive. Wait, where's the HIPAA one? I literally saw it. I'm going insane, chat. This document is driving me crazy, actually. Fucking hell. Whatever. I lost my train of thought. Whatever.
And Accountability Act, 45 CFR 160/164 protects individually identifiable health information from unauthorized disclosure by covered entities and those acting on their behalf. While HIPAA applies directly to healthcare providers and insurers, U.S. courts also recognize medical information as highly protected private data in tort and privacy law, example intrusion upon seclusion and public disclosure of private facts.
Okay, whatever, I actually don't care. Shut up. I'm actually just gonna scroll past it, fuck it. It makes me wonder, right? Fuck's sake. Oh no. Everything's breaking, chat. Everything is breaking. Let me close some of these tabs. Hold on, chat. Let me try refreshing. Come on. Please load. KP, please do not destroy my Wi-Fi. What page were we on? Oh, I can't even check. Dude, hold on. Hold on, chat. Let me try and fix this. Do. Do. Oh my days. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Registration is not required for work. For a work to be copyrighted, registration simply allows for the copyright holder to seek statutory damages in court. It does not create the copyright. The copyright existed by default. Because KP's draft was original despite placeholders. Placeholders, buddy? What were the placeholders? AI? Were the placeholders AI? Is this what you're implying? Fixed in writing, privately shared under confidentiality, it was fully copyrighted at the moment of creation, long before anyone accessed or distributed it, because the script was private and unpublished. Yeah, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. YouTube laws. Anything else? What about recordings? Yeah. Automatically protects all recorded audio, including all private conversations. Each speaker owns the copyright in their own spoken words. Secretly recording, uploading a call violates both copyright and, in some states, consent/wiretap laws. YouTube does not remove private audio automatically because DMCA's safe harbor rules require them to wait for a takedown request from the copyright owner. But then why doesn't YouTube take down private calls immediately? Even though both speakers in the recorded call hold copyright over their own vocal performance because a person's spoken words become a copyrighted sound recording contribution once fixed in a tangible medium, YouTube does not automatically remove leaked calls. Copyright enforcement requires the copyright holder to file a claim, and the burden is on the speaker to prove that the recording contains their copyright contribution. This becomes complicated because YouTube cannot easily determine whether a call was recorded with or without consent, or whether the speaker intended the recording to be part of a lawful consequential use, such as for documentation, reporting, or mutual communication. That's exactly what Beckett did. Oh. I may have forgotten the Be Right Back screen. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I forgot the Be Right Back screen. Also, yes, she did secretly record Chris and had no way to flap her stupid mouth flaps, yes. Thank you, guys. When when a platform cannot verify the context or the consent status, it falls into a grey area where YouTube does not have enough evidence to act on its own. As a result, even though your voice is legally protected, enforcement is not automatic. YouTube will only act if you personally submit a valid copyright notice and can prove ownership of the specific spoken content. That's not... Fuck off, man. Let me check my DMs again, see if I got an update on this. Oh shit, Beckett tried calling me. Lol? Hold on. Pick up the phone, baby. This fucking goober. Hold on. Let me try and do this correctly. I don't even think he's even in my server. Hold on. I didn't get a noise because I'm dumb. Do 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 do. Going over the dock. Do 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 do. Okay. If Beckett comes back, he comes back, but if not, then we'll just continue. Hold on, I need to get my Fuji back, don't I? Give me one sec, chat. I'm just gonna disable streamer mode. I actually hate this thing. It's actually starting to annoy me. Do 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 do. There we go. Boamp. Boamp. Okay. Back to it. Okay. Let's go back to it. Where were we? Yeah. Other extension digging into KP's personal life commentators did not limit themselves to discussing the script. They used the leak and the general situation as a springboard and combination to circulating unconfirmed private information cited from from people in KP's personal and private life to present publicly, as well as general parasocial speculation, misrepresent her intentions and emotional state, access, discuss, and frame confidential material, build content off non-consensual disclosures, encourage parasocial character assassination. This is legally significant because it shows a constant pattern of exploiting unlawfully obtained private information for content and monetization that elevates the case from normal commentary to intentional participation in a privacy violation. Knowing use of improperly obtained material and amplification of harm for profit. Yeah, I see what you mean by the weird bullet pointing. It's exactly what civil courts have ruled against in the cases above. KP, people are allowed to talk about the case videos or any other public information. That's not the issue. Where I draw on the line is obtaining private and leaked information. Potential motivating factors for acting parties, no determination of intent. This section does not assign motive or intent, outlines recurring themes and framing present in public commentary which may help contextualize the conduct described elsewhere in this report. Identified framing patterns based on publicly available public statements and coverage. The following potential motivating factors appear repeatedly in how the situation is being framed. disagreement with KP's public stance. Multiple commentators appear primarily motivated by opposition to KP's refusal to characterize Emily Jones' sexual assault allegation against Saberspark as at issue as false. KP has concluded that there is not enough evidence for her to possibly determine indefinitely. What? Wait, what? There is not enough evidence for her to possibly determine indefinitely. That would imply that she doesn't have enough evidence for it. Fucking hell. What a moron. Sorry, I'm just gonna read what Beckett said. She contests framing, but again, she was high and I had no way to know this. Also, this is KP's own standards for interviewing Chris, as she basically stated he should have known the call was to be released because it was for safety. Pretty sure this is why KP hasn't ever, to my knowledge, come after me for the recorded calls or DMs. It's even for her obvious that I'm doing a piece on her. She also can't claim harassment, really. She is constantly going back and forth with me. Okay. Let's continue. KP is such information contributing to the case is that implied trauma response related memory issues contributing to Emily's differing public versions of the incident, including established physiologically noted memory loss and narrative confusion, are complex and do not lend themselves to definitive public conclusions. Public examinations of Emily's alleged past online history to imply dishonest or malicious intent in her original allegation, aka the perfect victim myth. No one's saying that. No one has publicly claimed that. What are you talking about? People in these spaces have been exceedingly critical of the whole perfect victim narrative on every single case that people end up covering. That's insane. Ugh. And continued contact between a victim and an assailant of a sexual crime is unfortunately very common in cases and does not equal dishonesty. Additional sources. Okay, fuck off. Yeah, I don't care. Painting Emily as a liar solely on Saber's word and her reputation applies as a perfect victim bias, also a real documented effect of trauma, which is both ethically flawed and harmful. I believe there was miscommunication on both sides, but Saber is at fault for social cue assumptions. Social cue assumptions? What, like implied consent? At the very least, for the record, telling someone you have a crush on them is never consent for sexual conduct, ever. That's not what we're referring to. And to be clear, KP's personal opinion about the details are not fact, they're simply her opinion. Yeah, exactly. To further clarify, KP initially accepted the accusation as presented, later encountered pressure to categorize it as a fabrication, as mischaracterized publicly, and discussed above in one of Beckett's videos in May of 2025, ultimately clarifying a position and identifying inconsistencies in the prevailing narrative, discussing the case with mental health professionals and doing her own research independently. KP has apologized multiple times to Emily privately for that period of confusion. Below is an example where she quotes her message, cutting ties with Lyle Convoy. Yeah, I'm not reading all that again. Oh, God, my brain hurts, chat. This really hurts. Emphasis on alleged malice rather than their conducted Anticipated response patterns following public release. KP's totally unhinged. I didn't know what I was doing. It was illegal. It was X person's fault. This situation is totally overblown. KP's motivation was from free confirmed sources. Doesn't show any documentation to back up this claim. Facts, evidence, actual legal law, actual psychological studies. Shut the fuck up, you useless bitch. The following outlines likely responses. Yeah, why is this included? Okay. Dude, this feels so pointless. I think Becky went to bed. Lol. Rip. I actually don't care. Oh, who fucking cares, man? Who cares? Why are you assuming people's response? Okay, fine. We'll just do the conclusion. This report is not written out of malice, revenge, or personal grievance. Yes, it is. It exists because serious ethical and legal boundaries were and are being crossed, including dissemination of private materials, information, professional misconduct by an alleged licensed attorney, and the weaponization and monetization of confidential communications. These actions fueled misinformation and endangered multiple online communities. An allegedly licensed attorney used their position to gain trust, to access confidential information, to seek private information materials, and distribute those materials. The goal of this report is simple: to issue that this does not happen to anyone else and to educate the public about basic privacy rights. Even though this is mainly all written with AI. Yeah, I don't care. I really don't fucking care. The main thing I care about this is if they decide to actually be a fucking moral human being and retake this down and then, you know, remove people's private information. Fucking hell. I need a drink. Hold on, shit. Actually, you know what? I know exactly what I'm gonna have, chat. Let me grab it. Give me 1 sec. Where the hell is it gone? Where is it? Uno secondo, chat. Fuck. There it is. I'm pretty sure this is going to go well for her in this space. Oh wait, it isn't, lol. True! Hi, Kairos. I am having a drink of quote-unquote water. Because I'm thirsty and I want it. I am having a drink of quote-unquote non-alcoholic ginger beer. It's nice as hell. Okay. Conclusion for the KP part of this stream. She's insane, she needs to go away. And she is a freak who can't just let this go. For whatever reason. She is also publicly, by her own doing, she has made all of the information that she wanted to make private, public. Because she has linked all of the calls listed and everything inside this document. She has made her own archives. So whatever people choose to do with this now publicly available document is, you know, fair game. She's entirely done her own, it's entirely her own undoing. God damn. Okay. There was an additional story I did want to look at that's a bit funny and a bit silly. Give me one sec, chat. Let me switch to that account. What the fuck? Okay. Let's get this pulled up. Do. Let's get this pulled up. Dog, why is this like an hour or something long? Oh my god, this is so long. Dude, what the hell? Why is this response so long? You know what, fuck it, we'll pull this up. I don't know how much we're gonna get into this chat, but like I need a breather from KP, okay? I am. I've just finished, mainly by myself, reading a 90-page document. I'm telling you one thing, right? If doing YouTube, right, has given me anything, it's probably increased my lung capacity. So, again, this was to do with some Marvel Rivals drama, right? Where this guy was in a tournament. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but I think it's going to be a bit funny. I'm probably going to change the stream title. Now we're on to this. Hold on, chat. Let me do that. IloveKimpossibleAlot came back plus more drama. Okay. Let's get this up. Okay. So, for those who don't know the context behind this, this was a... Let me make sure this is muted. This was to do with something in the Marvel Rivals community. Wait, did Tentacles do a video on this? Hold on. Oh. I like technicals. Hold on. Did he? No. What are you on about? Anyway.
I was kidding.
So, anyway, so this guy was in a, as it says, he was in a Marvel Rivals tournament, and he got kicked out of it because one of those players refused to switch. And I just think this is a lot less of a serious topic, and I just kind of want to do something less serious. So, yeah.
Kicked out from a $40,000 streamer tournament. If you guys do not know, Basim ZB is hosting a tournament called the Deadpool Creator Cup, and it's where 48 creators are all coming together in order to show Deadpool and play the new season for a cash prize of $40,000, sponsored by NetEase, and I was removed from it. Now, I know this is not my typical style of videos, but for this video, I just need to show exactly what happened and how absolutely insane what actually happened is. And I'm prefacing this video, do not harass anybody you see in this video. If you go to their stream and you harass them or hate or say anything to any of them, I will ban you from my stream. Do not do that. I've been saying this throughout the entirety since the start of the tournament, and I will continue to say so. I'm starting this video with what happened yesterday, so you guys can see it from the average perspective of a viewer coming into my stream at that time, from someone who hasn't seen any of the previous days. I'm also going to show the drafting day, and if you want to see the first scrimmage day as well, go take a look at all the VODs. They are currently up on my Twitch channel if you want to see the full thing for yourself at Kingston265_Twitch. But without further ado, here is the video.
Yo, DC, can we like full try hard for these scrims? Like Giga try hard, treat it like it's like the real tournament, please? Because we need to like, no, I mean like hard com and shit. Like I want to focus, like, I need to win this shit. Can we do that, please?
Yeah, I got you.
Alright. Who's our sub, by the way? Because Big Puffer's not gonna be here, right? Is anybody else coming? Do they remember?
Puffer's not coming.
Huh? I know Puffer's not coming. I'll go on Lucy's channel. I'll be like, got scrums.
Oh my god, yeah, I do have scrims. I do have
Okay,
scrims.
she just totally forgot that we had scrims.
Okay, we're all here. Now, is Spencer
Lol.
Why, Kimbaru, why are you watching my stream? I'm literally watching my fucking stream, commenting in the chat, bro. I could ask in the server. Maybe somebody's like, can talk about, somebody else wants to scrim or something. Ask, can you just ask
just
around?
run quickly. So that we can like go against.
Yeah, we can, I guess, bro. I mean, I
It
feel,
would be better, but like we don't have. I don't think everyone can play together.
I can go on a GM account. I have a GM account. I can log into the Nuzlocke account, right?
My placement.
Wait. If we're a 6-stack with mice, we should. totally be play. Is everybody in here GM?
I've done 1. I was predicted GM3, and then I
It's
played
just
with
the whole.
decimal player.
Is this just the whole stream VOD? I want to see the clip.
You're gonna tell me, bro. We haven't even played against them yet, bro. Chill.
It's important to draft a good composition before the round starts, or before the match starts.
Shit, bro. But you think Zaza's gonna swap after we had this conversation 10 different times?
Yeah, I don't know how to tell you when you keep asking. Like,
I'm telling you right now, she's gonna start on Widow no matter what you say.
I don't even think I've been playing that bad in our scrims on Widow either.
Oh, I believe you. I believe you. I know you are. I know you're not mad at the character.
Like, for
That's not my point.
Christmas, I want Zaza.
So again, the main point of this is, right, this guy was like joining this tournament, right? To get like money for like his uni stuff, or like stuff like that. It's like a $40,000 tournament, right?
No.
I want to find. God, this is such a long video. Oh, I don't want to watch a Moist Critical video. WestJet? What's this?
A massive day for the unemployed. We got a $40,000 Marvel Rivals drama. This dude King's.
Oh, shut up. No, the Bleach music, bro. Oh my god. This is fucking pathetic, dude. Where the fuck is it, man? I just want the clip. Oh, I'm just gonna watch this, fuck it.
I haven't heard of video game drama this big since the whole Dream Minecraft speedrunning saga. What's happening with the Marvel Rivals $40,000 tournament situation is pretty bizarre. In a nutshell, there was a Marvel Rivals tournament with a $40,000 prize purse. There was a player by the name of Kingsman who really wanted to take this seriously, making a mention that this money would be very helpful to him as a college student. And the rest of the team didn't seem to take it all that seriously, and eventually, when Kingsman was trying to, make changes to the team comp so they could better stand a chance at winning, they all attacked him, and eventually it led to him getting kicked from the tournament. His team then went on to place second to last in the tournament.
Okay, guys. Pace and point proven right now. Do you understand?
Well, you've been making
How do you not see the problem right now?
Wait, first of all,
Lol.
That ass Kingsman, like, shut the fuck up.
Okay, bro.
You're doing Lucy's not even on Invis. Second of all, you're getting value because
No. She shouldn't be dead. I'm getting value because I'm 1v6ing.
Isn't peeling for you, bro. Yes, Zaza's 0-5, but we won the point, bro. Why? Because they were hard. Like, 4 people are dying here. That means 4 of their util, 4 of their resources are all spent on Zaza.
I saw this a couple days ago, and I was so confused why anyone would be joining a tournament if they didn't actually care about winning at all. So he is very clearly trying his best to...
Yeah, no, again, the point is, right, this fucking moron decided to go, what was it? Widow, basically, in a Marvel Rivals tournament. For those who don't know, she's basically just like a sniper character, right? Why would you go into a tournament with that character? You're like, unless you build entirely around it, you still have such a slim chance of winning. DMs? She does with the dark, with hidden, but in the dark, she just seems to claim she wasn't aware of my intentions. But that's not relevant to an interview. I'm quite clear that I'm a drama channel, or in a group chat. Gotcha. Okay. Why is everything lagging? Did he join? Beckett? Get into my server, Beckett. Beckett, you're gay, Beckett. What have you sent me? Oh, thank God. Thank you. Thank you for just giving me a clip. Thank you very much, Shaka Slides. I actually appreciate that.
Mindset, bro.
I'm telling the truth.
No, you're not, because you don't know.
I do know.
Never,
Bro.
like, if the game comes down to one person being win condition, we are gonna lose no matter
It is
what.
not one person being the win condition. It is the fact that we have to revolve the comp around one person. If that is the case,
Play your character. What do you mean? You're still able to play Magic. She's just gonna be on Black Widow. That doesn't change anything, bro. Like, the difference between Bucky Hook is that.
okay, so what's the difference between a 5v6 and a 6v6? Are you gonna tell me?
I will play triple support to make you happy. If there's 3 people diving Zaza, that means there's 3 people in our backline on Zaza.
They are going to explode Zaza in 0.2 seconds and
Yep.
then go on our supports.
They're not.
True.
They
That's
are.
not how it works, Baz.
That is how it works.
Why are you doubting her this much though? Like,
This man has literally explained the reasons why Black Widow sucks. And if they go a certain comp, she's going to explode. And you broads didn't listen to a single word he has said because you have your heads up each other's fucking vaginas.
Okay. Jack of Slates. What have you sent me? Fucking hell.
You don't want to listen at all. You just want to have this little tea and crumpet party over here when there's literally 40K on the line that could help you guys change your lives. Seriously? I know a lot of people that would kill to get into this tournament. Are you fucking kidding me right now? No, this can't be real. I can't live in this timeline knowing that these dumbasses threw a fucking match because why are you telling her that she sucks? Why are you being mean to her? Why Zaza doesn't grow the fuck up. This is a tournament with money on the fucking line. I can understand if this was just a casual meeting between like content creators to like, you know, just play quick match or something like that. I could completely understand that. But it's 40 fucking K on the line.
Jesus.
The fuck are you people doing?
Yeah. I mean, that basically summarizes the whole situation. These guys were so stuck up their ass. And then the person in the team leader, CC or whatever, is just like entirely just like mocking like Kingsman, the person who's like trying to win the tournament basically. What is this Lucari stuff? What am I seeing? Why is this on my timeline? Sorry, I'm just looking at stuff. What is this? What the fuck? What is this? What the fuck? What the fuck? What is this? Dude. What the fuck? He had a Vorsh moment? Do you have stuff for this, Ivy? What the fuck? Hold on. Sorry, I asked that question, then I don't have the stream chat open because I'm an idiot. Can you send that to me, Ivy? What is this? Oh, you sent me Dicker's clip. Send me a... Wait, what have you sent me? Ask Dickers? I didn't have it? Okay. Fucking hell. That might be another stream then. Hold on. Let me get this up. What's this clip you sent me?
That's a good point. What's a lawyer gonna do? What's a lawyer gonna do? I'm guilty, bitch! I did that shit. Everything that everybody is speculating that I did it! And more!
LOL? Yeah, Dickers? Yeah, buddy? Yikes. What is this shit, bro? Fucking hell. Can I get the clip? Has anyone got the live stream thing? Let me have a look. Has anyone got it? Dude, I'm not watching. I refuse to watch a fucking Moist Critical video, dude. What the fuck, man? Okay, apparently this guy got, like, caught with, like, an insane drive on his computer. It, like, links to some, like... I think he deleted VODs and you had to download it. Fuck. Right, okay. Apparently, let me pull the Twitter up. And then I'm probably going to end the stream, because I don't have enough to go off of with this. But fucking hell. Let me get this pulled up. Let me get this pulled up on stream. Now, this link's thankfully dead now, apparently. But apparently, he accidentally opened his notes up. And this is what came up. Folder, couples, teens. Now, apparently...
It's a list of champions that I like.
Let's see. Yeah? Yeah, buddy?
Fuck?
Yeah?
It's a list of champions.
So apparently, this is a link to like some let me see if I can find it. There was like a thing that I saw down below. So apparently it had links to a drive. Thankfully it's been like censored, but this is some of the stuff that was apparently on this drive. Fucking hell. Lolicon? I don't want these links shown. Hold on. Dude, what the fuck? I can't... Like, what the fuck? Teen sites? VIP password discount all teen sites? Young girl has... Ew. Oh. Back. Oh. 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 Okay. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough of that. That's disgusting. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have I only just learned about that situation today. So I don't have enough to make any sort of thing on it. Like, any sort of, like, content off of it. Or make any, like, a section out of it, but... Fucking hell. I might ask Dickers for the VOD. And we might go over it. According to Ivy, it's 3 terabytes of porn. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway. Wait, why are people typing in the... Let me check the art gallery before I end. Evil. Okay. I think on that note, chat, I think I'm gonna end the stream. I know it's a lot... God, it's so weird, right? Because I'm not used to, like, short streams. But yeah. Let me see what I can raid you guys into. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Let's see what I can raid you in there. Okay. I want to thank you guys for all the support, especially to Hidden's, you know, GoFundMe or whatever the fuck, right? I'm gonna send you to... Oh my god, is there no one live? Really? Fucking hell. I'm gonna send you to see cats then. You guys are gonna see cats. Okay? Thank you very much for stopping by, and I will see you guys later. Bye.